Chillin with the Pool. I'm your host with the most, Pirate Master Deadpool Supreme, alongside my enigmatic co-host, Mr. Adam Warlock. Say hi, Adam. Greetings, fellow YouTubers, and hopefully we are able to bring you the 411 on this new latest installment of our series. Hey, you actually used the sun correctly and not overboard like last time. Well, like I said, as they say, subtlety and nuance are not for the weak. They are for everyone, and learning humility is also key as such. Well, that is surprisingly well stated, Adam. Thank you. And now back to the show. Right. Anyway, today we'll be continuing when we last left off. Oh, Adam, since you did such a good job, would you like to make the introductions? Gladly, Pirate Master Deadpool Supreme. Anyway, in our last episode, we delved into the day in the slice of life / psyche of little Normie Osborn, the son of the son of Harry Osborn and grandson of the notorious Norman Osborn, better known to longtime Spider-Man fans as the Green Goblin. We got to see how his life has been impacted by, this legacy, and the fact and need I say that he definitely could use some help. Truer words were never spoken, Adam, especially considering how he looks exactly like if Norman Osborn shrunk down to the size of a kid, and, that's basically just about it. There's really nothing else to it. I mean, Normie Osborn is basically becoming his grandfather. And seriously, the waves on that kid, seriously, come on. I had never, on a side note, I never really cared that much for the waves and Brillo heads of the original Osborn legacy. Come on. These, Normie and Harry they're both pasty white kids, okay? So, get a normal haircut, for God's sakes. That's the one thing I'll appreciate about the Ultimate Spider-Man TV cartoon for Harry's case. They changed his hair to make him look more decent. An actual, genuine hairstyle that looks, prominent. To make him look more distinguished and everything. I'm just saying. I was never a fan of the Brillo heads, and I really wish that they're gonna leave it for alternates, but not like the main stuff, okay? I get it, because, the hair was definitely a product of its time. But anyway, mini rant aside, let's jump right into the story at hand and see what kind of adventures the Spider Fam is dealing with this time, especially now that we know so much about little Normie Osborn. Just a minute. No. Here we are. When last we left off, the Spider Fam was just in the midst of encountering the infamous Rhino. Tough hide, tougher horn. New York City. If your parents ever give you the option of being a superhero, take it. It's pretty much the best thing ever. Yeah, except for being trounced by the Rhino. Seriously, I always imagine this hilarious instance where little Annie Mae Parker tries to go up against the Rhino and he punts her through a 50-yard goal line, and MJ gets so pissed off she ends up beating the living brakes off this guy, much to Spider-Man's surprise and later delight. Because it's like I say, don't piss off a redhead and or Latina. Just don't piss off either of those two aforementioned groups, and that way you'll at least live long enough to see your old age. Or if you have a death wish, go nuts. That's just pretty much what it is. Spiderling, stay back. Your father and I have this, except for times like this. Aw, man, why do I even come along if you're not going to let me have it? Listen to your mother, honey. The Rhino is extremely dangerous. Fine. When your parents treat you like a kid even though you have superpowers. It's like going to an amusement park and being too short for the coolest roller coaster. You can tell that a lot of kids are definitely relatable to this one. Uh-oh. And I bet I could take down the Rhino all by myself. Phew, that was close. Honey? And of course he brought armed goons with Gatling guns. Yeah, that's definitely not good. And of course they zap Spider-Man and Mary Jane Watson with disabler rays, or whatever the hell these purple things are. Mom? Dad? Yep, this is what happens if Annie Mae tries to go up against the Rhino. Yep, definitely outmatched and kinda outgunned. Both physically and quite literally, because they have guns. Come here, kid. Let me go, you... Oh, Mom! Dad! Help! Okay, so maybe I was wrong. What happened? Sparling? They took her! Meanwhile, The Osborn curse. I thought we could escape it this time. I really did. The Liz Allen's penthouse in Midtown Manhattan. I just didn't expect Normie to move this quickly, January. Since his run-in with the lizard, a light seems to have gone out in him. He just broods. Always. That light. I remember when it went out in Harry. It was just before... He leaves me no choice. What are you going to do, Miss Allen? I'm going to call the members of the Oscorp board and tell them what Normie is up to. But they will oust him from the company. The Osborn legacy will die. Exactly. Beep, 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 beep. But, just like any story involving the Osborns, there is always some kind of drama. And apparently they'd left a safeguard. Or something. An own, independent-minded safeguard. What is this silence? Slack. Oh! Slap. Imp slapped her right across the face. You speak of the Osborn curse as though you are absolved of any culpability. It was you who allowed Harry to die. It was you who abandoned Norrie when he needed you the most. You, Liz Allen, are the Osborn curse. My husband died because he was an addict, addicted to power, just like his father before him. It is a sickness in this family, and you are feeding into it. All I want to do is break the cycle. I want to save Normie from himself. Please don't do this. Don't take my son from me. Okay then, let me ask you this. Where were you on Normie's birthday, Liz? Yeah, that's what I thought. So you claimed him... well, Miss January does make a few points. Let's just say none of them are really above all this. Turns out Miss January was kind of plotting her betrayal this whole time. I know what is best for Normie, Liz, because I was there for him every single day. Oh, what book am I reading? Oh, this is the Renew Your Vow. This is what we call the Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, Volume 2, from the Venom Experiment section. Feel free to pick it up on Amazon or your local comic book store near you. And now, back to the story. The Parker residence on the Upper East Side. They must have some sort of blocker. I can't get a signal on the tracer I put inside Annie's costume. Why would someone do this? Think. The Rhino was just rampaging aimlessly. He wanted us to catch him. This was all planned. When I find him, Peter, I'm doing everything I can to keep the symbiote in check. I need you to be calm. Okay, I am. I'm okay, okay? I've got this. I am calm. I am control. I'm a flowing river. Okay, so what's the plan? I'm going to have a little chat with Liz Allen. I can't help but feel that she has something to do with this. You're going to go find Rhino. He's an idiot, so that should be easy. And when you find him, don't go easy on him. Okay, definitely then a redhead with the dark side. I can see why Peter married her. Oscorp. My parents aren't going to let you get away with this, you know. Yes, I know that. Spider-Man will come to save you. He'll be met by me in my goblin mech. He will die. Why would you want to hurt him after we saved you from the lizard? Has your beloved hero father ever told you about my father? Huh? Of course he didn't. You see, if Spider-Man were a real hero, my father would still be alive today. I didn't know your dad was dead. You must be so sad. I'm sorry. When I'm feeling sad, it helps to talk. I do not want to talk about it. This isn't about me. This is about your dad. What will you think of your precious hero father when he is defeated and leaves you all alone? No, Spider-Man is married to Mary Jane Watson, or is he known as like Spider-Woman or Spinneret? That's pretty much just to answer the question. No, he's married to... That's not Spider-Girl, that's Spinneret. Anyway, when he is defeated and leaves you all alone to die... He won't. He's a good guy, and good guys always win. Foolish child. Everything is so simple to you, you don't understand the real world, and I'm going to make you understand. Oh yeah, definitely, Yep. Battle the Family Feuds. The Parkers versus the Osborns. I'm the foolish child? Have you looked in a mirror? You play dress-up in your suit and build giant robot toys. You're just a sad little boy. How dare you? I don't have a father, and my mother doesn't have time for me. What is a child without parents, huh? Just a person, not a child, not an adult, just a person. What? Why are you staring at me? That's the saddest thing I have ever heard. Then, of course, Vinny's place, a bar for not-so-friendly people. Spider-Man busts in and is ready to knock some heads, crack some heads. Where is Rhino? But before anybody has the chance to answer anything, he just starts going around being the ever-loving snot and or breaks out of every single bad guy in this room. Trust me, you know that when you've made Spider-Man of all characters mad, you done messed up. Beats the living piss out of just about everyone. Says, oh look, employees only. Meanwhile, MJ beats the living piss out of most of the guards over at Oscorp. You! And then we flash back to Peter here dealing with the bad guys. Look, pal, I'm on a tight schedule, so get out of my face, face the consequences. Then he started, where is she? Relax, she's fine. Relax, you tell me where she is, or I'm not... So he starts beating the piss out of Rhino. So yeah, don't piss off Spider-Man, because trust me, he will make sure you live to regret the day you were born. I'll tell you, the guys who hired me want you to know, so you don't have to do. And of course, you now get to see Spider-Man going to town on Rhino, like literally beating the ever-loving brakes off of him. You were saying, Oscorp, stay away from my family, or next time I won't be so forgiving. Yeah. How many pages? Oh, I do not know. I've lost count. Back with Liz and MJ. You infected me with a symbiote. I want to know why, right now, or you're going to get to see what this costume can really do. I needed to distract Spider-Man. My son is hell-bent on hurting him, and I'm terrified. I was trying to protect my son. Surely you can understand. Don't you have a... I checked how many pages. You've read. You read a lot. Oh, thank you, I guess. Anyway, surely, don't you have a daughter? I do, and she has been kidnapped. Relax. I'm so sorry. If there's anything I can do, you can tell me where my daughter is. You can get this symbiote off of me. I can't help you if you let go. This better be good. I suspect your daughter is at Oscorp, as is the solution to your symbiote problem. If you let me have my phone, I can call the Oscorp board members and end this. Then do it. Sorry, stretching my legs. Anyway, kidnapping a kid so that you can ambush a superhero is pretty cowardly. Are you a coward? Well, you're either a coward or you're just a sad, lonely boy. So which is it? And of course, this is the moment of pure personal contemplation. Sir, everything is ready. It is time for the launch. I'll be right with you. Do you remember what it's like to be happy? Before you started pretending not to be a kid? Before your dad passed away? Yes, I do. Walking out that door won't make you happy. You can still start over. You can be happy again. Maybe we can even be friends. See that look in Normie's eye? He's actually he's contemplating it. Thinking that something that Annie Mae had said to him is actually helping him. And then he just walks out the door, leaving her to Ida. Oh, he's not answering. That's 8 in a row. That's 8 in a row that didn't pick up, Liz. What's going on? I don't know. Roger's our last. Oh, come on, Roger. Come on, pick up, and of course, there it is. We need to get to Oscorp now. And of course, someone must have already taken out the entire board. Please don't be too late. 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 Oh, your 3 favorite Spider-Man movies. Huh, well, that's easy. Spider-Man 2 for starters. Let's see. I think. Let's see. Spider-Man 2. Oh, No Way Home. That one's always one of my favorites because it's a crossover. Let's see. No Way Home, and maybe Spider-Man 1 because I only got 2. I only know a few. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Andrew Garfield movies are pretty great and everything. I just never followed along with them consecutively. But yeah. And, of course, you can see by the explosion in Oscorp, it is definitely too late. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and since we have a few 15 minutes to knock out, it's time for a surprise part 2, The Curse of the Green Goblin. And now Normie Osborn has unveiled the giant mechanized goblin mech, which I gotta admit actually does look pretty dope for this reality. I often look back on this day as the day I truly became a superhero. Up until then, I was just playing the part because I had superpowers. Sheesh, Normie, that's quite the murder robot you've built. Your grandpa would be so proud. Yeah, because, Norman Osborn would have definitely learned. But that day, I learned that having superpowers alone isn't enough. That day, I learned that open hearts triumph over closed fists. Spoken like someone with true wisdom. Yes, the X-Men are here to help. Get him, get him. And of course, he launches pumpkin bombs, which is, of course, is dope. Well, so much for that help. So much for that help. Of course, carved out. And ladies and gentlemen, it's what you've all been waiting for. Spider-Man teaming up with the X-Men yet again. Get a load of that thing. Iceman, hit him with all you got, since Spider-Man can't handle it. Hey! With pleasure, Wolverine. Yup, that's definitely Logan, alright. Be careful. This thing is more deadly than... Careful, please. Leave it to the X-Men, Spidey. Yep, that's Iceman, alright. Cocky, overconfident, and always the jokester. Haha, gotcha, Bobby. You see, don't worry, he's still... What do you expect when Spider-Man is released? Oh, I expect that Spider-Man on Brand New Day would actually carry on to like Peter just figuring out how to do stuff on his own. Maybe seeing MJ and Ned again. Maybe just if not for a while, and then just discovering new sides of himself. Just from the trailers and everything. I honestly, hopefully this doesn't have the whole too many cooks syndrome that Spider-Man 3 and the Amazing Spider-Man 2 had. Because, there is enough for like there's enough for like 3 different movies and stuff right off the bat, when I say that out loud, but, I just want to save it for when it hits the theaters and everything, so that's just basically what I'm going to be doing when it does come out. You see, anyway, back to the story. He's breathing, you guys need to listen to me. This thing is precise and deadly, you can't just, look out! Ice. He is ice. That's he has region tech. That means, get out of here before this thing get out of here before you make this thing impossible to take down. In another part of town. How do I get the Venom symbiote off me, Liz? I'm too stressed to control it. There's probably something we can use over at Oscorp. Probably something? You mean to tell me that you infected me with this thing and you without even knowing how to remove it? I'm sorry, it was a mistake. I was just trying to protect your son who then kidnapped my daughter. I ought to let this thing out, and you can see what your little mistake can. Dear God, what has Normie done? Look out, Zaf! And of course, the Goblin now has absorbed Scott Summers' heat his optic vision. Logan, listen. If you don't get out of here, that thing will absorb your healing factor. If that happens, Gene! Of course, he has to make the reference to the Undead Universe because he was always going, Gene this, Gene that. Ugh. Why? Oh, good. Now the murder robot has absorbed all the X-Men's powers. First ice, then heat, then optic blast, then claws. Oh, great. And here I thought this was going to be easy. Well, if this thing's absorbing powers, then it has to be storing them somewhere. Get off me. Yep. Bingo. Yeah, Oscorp HQ. Spiderling! Mom! Honey, are you okay? Honey, are you okay? What's going on with your costume, Mom? It's a long story. Let's get you out of here first. I'm on it. Who's that? That's Normie's mom. Gross. Gross. How you holding up, kiddo? I'm okay, Mom. Is Dad okay, though? I know that Normie wanted to... Normie! Normie, say something. What happened? I didn't want to do bad things anymore. Oh, Normie, I'm so sorry I haven't been there for you. I'm just so sorry. Wait, if you're not piloting the evil mech, then who is? Of course, January Jones. Looks like the evil enabling assistant was just using Normie as a puppet, so that way she can get a hold of the mech and then destroy Spider-Man in response for letting Harry die. One way or another, Spider-Man, you are going to die today. I'm sure that's where the energy is being stored. If I can just reach it with my own region tech, if that means suffocating you into the atmosphere flying into the atmosphere and suffocating you, then so be it. You're kidding? Then, oh yeah, see that unhinged look in her eye? Yeah, this is done. Looks like Miss January's colors have truly been unfurled. Gotta die. Yes. And of course, you can see Spider-Man plummeting from the giant goblin mech. This is for you, Harry. Yeah, trust me. If Harry was around to see this, knowing what he knows now, this would have just made him puke. Peter, please wake up. No matter. I'll take out your whole family if I have to. Too much energy. Backfired. What? What backfired? Speak up. The region tech. My power is gone. Take cover! Zap. Bullseye. Looks like goblins upped in. It looks like the goblin's blasters must have fried the symbiote completely. The symbiote! It's gone! Uh-oh. Hold tight, Tiger. Crash. Mary Jane, you okay? Yeah, you? Other than being powerless? I'm okay. What do we do now? We do what normal humans do. Take cover! Normie, you have to do something. That January lady's gonna kill my parents. I made the mech to be almost indestructible, but there is one weakness. I'll do my best to direct you. We can do this. There's an air vent on the mech's upper back. Get to it. Roger that, Captain. Looks like it's up to Anime Parker to save the day from the horrors of this evil goblin mech. Holy moly, you made this thing? Unfortunately. Meanwhile, Peter and MJ are dodging every one of the goblin mech's even notorious blasters. I see it. I see the vent. Excellent. Climb in and I'll direct you where to go. A funeral for an entire family. How tragic. Breach. Impossible! Oh, well, this is nuts. Okay, head to the right. How did you make this? You'd be amazed what you can accomplish when people leave you all alone. Head left. Remind me never to leave you alone, then. Head forward through there. I'm serious. You don't have to be alone anymore. We can be friends. You've reached the central nervous system. You need to use all your strength to smash that orb. Good luck, friend. Of course, the heart of the goblin is, of course, a huge, humongous pumpkin bomb. Classic Green Goblin fashion. Danger, the central nervous system has been breached. Danger, no! Hang on tight. No! And of course, the giant goblin mech is shutting down. Smashing, broken glass, explosions going off, broken glasses tinkling. Charred metal is everywhere. Spiderling, can you hear me? Spiderling! It's being lost. I gotta find her. Hi, Dad. MJ, you're not gonna believe this. Spiderling, thank goodness you're alive. I remember thinking right then and there that I was so lucky to have such a loving family. Ever since I came into this world, I experienced nothing but love from my parents. And Harry, I'm sorry. I tried. You failed, thank God. If Harry was here, he'd probably say to January, this probably goes without saying, but consider yourself fired. Mom, that mask is terrifying. Oh yeah, definitely is. It's kind of definitely like an homage to what Peter's original mask was back in the original 616 comics, all the way back in the beginning. Not everybody can say that. What am I supposed to do? Let everyone see my secret identity? No, it's just, it looks crazy. Speaking of crazy, let's talk about what you did out there, young lady. What she did out there saved you two. This orb from the mech contains your powers, as well as the X-Men's. Thank you, Normie. You gave me my life back. I don't know how I'll ever be able to repay you. So when your life is so filled with love, it is important to share it. And it looks like the feud between the Osborns and the Parkers is now officially come to a close. And speaking of coming to a close, because sometimes saving the day is as simple as being compassionate, we flash forward 8 years later. Now that the party is over, your father and I have one last special birthday gift for you. You have proven yourself to be a responsible young woman, and we wanted to show how proud we are of you, and that we trust you. My father always says that with great power comes great responsibility. Oh my gosh, do you like it? I love it! I've always believed that my true power wasn't spider strength or sticking to walls, but the people with the power to shape people's hearts. And of course, now we see the birth of Spiderling, Annie Mae Parker, 8 years later, all grown up. Now, she's 8 plus 8, is 16. Yeah, that's what I think. I'm trying to do the math here, so that's why. My name is Annie Mae Parker, and I'm here to save the day. Yep. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the full end of our story. Anyway, in the end, Annie Mae Parker eventually grew up and learned sense, and thankfully has since become a much wiser and cautious heroine. So yeah, it just that's right. Anything else you'd like to say? I don't know. Yeah. All that is that one's true power lies in both compassion, sympathy, and understanding. And also, if you really want to be a good person in life, remember these 4 qualities. Common sense, logic, reason, and empathy. Master all 4 of those, and you'll go exceptionally far in life. Took the words right out of my mouth, Warlock. I did not know I was able to steal words right from your mouth, but I'm glad to see that you have come around to my opinion. Newsflash, I was always on board with it, Adam. And speaking of which, we are just about out of time for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, and that concludes our coverage on the Renew Your Vows reality. But don't you worry, if you check online, I'm sure that the Renew Your Vows reality is going to get quite the upgrade. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, let's just say it'll be quite Superman. Wink. Be sure to tune in next time when we dive in for another fun-filled episode of Chillin' with the Pool. And from all of us here, I'm Pirate Master Deadpool Supreme, and I am Adam Warlock. Keep it real, my dogs, and just be sure to keep it real on the Fahize, dogs. You can't win them all. Anyway, until next time, true believers, Excelsior.